This will 100% be the best class of the expansion. It's going to get nerfed early on for sure. This is Vicious Syndicate's comprehensive preview to Voyage into the Sunken City. Now, if you don't know what Vicious Syndicate is, they are a really good resource for Hearthstone for extremely good decks. But every expansion, they go through what cards they think are going to be the best. Okay, comprehensive view. So for people who don't know, a 1 is just really bad, a 2 is okay, a 3 is nice, and a 4 will be most likely meta defining. Okay, first up we have is Demon Hunter. Abyssal's Depths, obviously a score number 1. Glaive Shark seems pretty good as well, so a 3 makes total sense. Multi-Strike a 3. From the Theory Crafting stream, this card looked really good, so I completely agree with this. Wayward Sage, I'm a little interesting. I don't think this card's actually going to be a 3. I think it's going to be more like a 2, maybe even potentially a 1, but I can get behind a 3. They're saying it's basically a free 2/2, and if it's a free 2/2, it's probably going to be pretty decent. The Commander is a 2. This card just seems really weird for what Demon Hunter wants to do, right? What role do you want to play this? Now, if Demon Hunter ever gets hand buff, this card is going to be Bacante. I think this card actually looks really good. I'm thinking a 4, right? Yeah, 100%. This card in Theory Crafting and this card when I was playing against Regis looked really, really strong. It just seems like you can win games with this on its own. Okay, let's see what they give Z-Lag. I'm thinking like a 3 or a 2. A 3, yeah, see? That's what I said. It had to be dealt immediately. I don't think it's meta defining, but I think it's a very good card. So overall, Demon Hunter looks okay. Druid, 2, really? Wow. They don't think this card's gonna be good. Interesting. This is not Arbor Up. Man, thank God they gave this a 3. I was really worried they're gonna give it a 1, but the card looks really powerful. I talked about it in one of my videos. I think this card just looks really good for Druid. Miracle Growth, 3, wow, really? Interesting, okay. Aquatic Form is a 4, basically. Yeah, let's be real here. Come on, we all knew this card was going to be really good. Dozing Kelpkeeper, a 3. This is the type of card that I think is going to fly under the radar for a lot of people, but from what I've seen, it looks really strong. Green Thumb Gardener, again, another really interesting card. It's basically a free 5/5. That's what it is, right? If you're going to put this into your deck, you're going to play with big spells. You're going to put this in a deck with Miracle Growth. You're going to get 1 extra mana and you're going to play a 7 mana spell. It seems pretty good, right? Interesting. They think it's not good enough. The only reason I'm going to say this card actually has potential is just because of the fact that I think Druid doesn't have enough spot removal. They're losing a lot. This card might see play if you're going to go for a little bit of a late game Druid. I get a 3 for Kolag. That makes a lot of sense. I still think the card is good, but I'm glad they gave it a 3 again. Like, I think this is the type of card just like Z-Log where it is good enough, but it's not going to be meta defining. I think this will be the main win condition of Druid if you're not playing an aggressive deck. This seems to be the case. Druid doesn't really have a lot of really powerful endgame effects other than, you know, Kazakhstan, but that's what Hunter has. Hunter, Barb Nets looks really good. Good card. It is 1 mana deal 4, Punch Call 2. Yeah, like it's Hunter draw, I guess if you need the draw, but I don't know what deck this really goes into. It's kind of slow for what Hunter usually wants to do, but again, it's just Hunter draw. It's going to be around for the next 2 years. Or it's probably a 2, yeah. I think they're a little, like rating this a little bit low. Just stay as a weapon, a 3 mana 3/2 weapon. It's definitely not the worst, but it definitely has some synergies. And again, it's going to be around for the next 2 years. So if there's ever a good Beast Hunter deck, this could be really powerful. Naga's Pride. It's weird because if you actually can play this on turn 3, it is a 6/6, but a 6/6 in Hunter doesn't feel nearly as good as it does in like Rogue. I don't know what it was. Maybe in some really aggressive Naga Face Hunter deck, this card gets better. Okay, I'm really excited to see where they put this card. I think this card's around a 3, but I would not be surprised if they gave it a 2. Let's go. Urchin Spine's probably a 1, yeah. Emergency Maneuvers, whatever. Yeah, it's definitely not the greatest. Okay, so this is the card that I'm the most scared for. I think this is the most powerful effect that Hunter got other than the Colossal. I'm praying this card's not a 4 for them, because if it is, it's going to be really bad. Okay, a 3 is still really scary. I guess that makes sense because why would it be meta defining if it's something you build around? They're saying this card probably doesn't make the cut unless you're running Drekthar. And for the Colossal, a 2, I kind of agree with that. I misread this card when I did my Colossal ratings, but I think after I realized this, if you could play this Colossal while your opponent's behind, you kind of just secure the game from there. But in the case, it's almost like a win more card. So we go to Mage. Spellcourier looks really good. 3, okay, cool. This is probably like a 2. This is a card that I think is really powerful. We haven't really seen any meta definers. I'm really curious what they're going to rate as like the highest card. Really a 3. See, I think if Mech Mage is really good, this card's going to be a 4. This card's so nuts. It reminds me a lot of Incanter's Flow. It felt like that a lot. Just get really head on board, do some crazy stuff. This card looks good. They only give it a 2. Okay. This is going to be a 4, right? Yeah. Dude, if this card ends up being a meta definer, I hope they nerf this card as fast as possible because it's going to be atrocious to play against. I can see this card going to like 5 mana. Commander looks fine. Yep. Gaia, really? A 3. Okay. I rated Gaia a little lower on my tier list. After actually getting to play with Gaia, I'd probably give it like a B or like, you know, a 3 for them. Yeah. Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. They gave Mage the second best in terms of Voyage into the Sunken City. I'm really curious what got number 1. If I had to guess, it's probably Paladin or Rogue. All right. Paladin's going to be all mech. So let's see what they got. This is a really good card from what I've seen. Score 3 for sure. This card looks so nuts. They gave this a 2. Dude, that's not a 2. What? You completely stop other aggressive decks and alternately build boards. The issue is we've seen me playing these cards over the years. Like you're putting this into a mech deck. This is almost a meta definer. This is definitely at least a 3. How does this get a 3 and this gets a 2? Okay, Vicious Syndicate. This is like 3. Nice. Yeah. I'm guessing they just don't think Mech Paladin's going to be that good, but I don't know. I think they're wrong, if I'm just going to be honest. Shimmering Sunfish. A 3, really nice. Okay. Radar Detector, 2. What? Guardian's Grace doesn't see it. A 4. So they're thinking Holy Paladin's going to be pretty good. Okay. Yeah, this is a 1. Unfortunately, there's just not enough holy spells. So kind of feels bad. Leviathan's like a 4, right? Yeah. Talking about my tier list I did after playing with Leviathan, I knew the Leviathan was going to be really good. I wonder what they put Nelly and Krakatoa. This card definitely should have been in the S tier. Okay. So this is 4th. I'm a little surprised on the Paladin one, if I'm going to be honest. I genuinely think that Mech Paladin's going to be really powerful. So it's a little bit interesting. Okay. Illuminate's a 2. Interesting. I'm really curious. Queen's Guard to 3, sure. Switcheroo. Yes. Yes. This is actually what I believe is going to be the best card of the set. I just think it's really powerful. It's really good to cheat out early stats. It's also just drawing 2 minions for Priest, which they really like. I'm really glad they gave this a 4. Hell yeah. Whispers of the Deep. Okay. A 4. Really? Okay. They gave Handmaiden a 4 too. From what I've seen, if you don't get this card in your mulligan, it feels really bad. Maybe it's a lot better than I'm expecting it to be. Ritual doesn't seem that good. Serpent Wing, I just don't think is going to be good enough. Whirlpool is probably just a little too slow. And really, see, to me, I still don't think this card's a 4. From what I've seen, it can be really good, but I don't think it's going to be like meta defining whatsoever. And I don't think it's on par of Switcheroo, but maybe I'm wrong. Probably the most disappointing. They gave this a 1. Damn. I don't think it's a 1. It might just be too slow. I could see them honestly like nerfing the stats a little bit and just putting this to 7 mana. If the meta is ever slow enough, I think Blackwater Behemoth definitely has some potential. Before I go into Rogue, I genuinely think that Rogue is going to be the strongest class by far. Pirate Rogue, from what I've seen, looks amazing. Probably is going to be the meta definer. I would be very surprised if they did not give Rogue the number 1 spot. 3 drop for Fillet Fighter, amazing. 3 drop or 3 for Cutlass Courier. This card didn't seem, this card actually has a little bit more potential than I think it does, just because it could do 3 damage to anything, but it was pretty good. This is probably going to be a 3 or a 4. Yeah. This will be a 4. Yeah. This will be a Oh, Rogue's looking good, dude. This card was actually surprisingly great. So a 3, yeah. This will be a 3 or a 4. This will be a 4 for sure. And Hook Tusk, I guess for Hook Tusk, the thing is like, are you actually going to put this into an aggro deck? Because the Pirate Rogue is definitely going to be some kind of aggro deck. Is this going to be good enough? If it is a 3, nice. This will 100% be the best class of the expansion. It's going to get nerfed early on for sure. Shaman, I also think Shaman has a lot of really good tools. I think there's going to be some kind of tier 2, tier 1 deck for Shaman in here. Let's see what they get. 3, perfect. I do think that Piranhas, like Schooling, is actually definitely not a bad card, and it works really well with Bioluminescence. So we'll see what they gave that whole package. Anchor Totem, pretty decent card, I'm gonna be honest. You have to kill this. If you don't kill this on turn 2 when it's played, you might just straight up lose. Shirian Scroll, a 3, not bad. Piranha Poacher, a 2, yeah, makes sense. Coral Keeper, okay, I gave this a 4. You know what? It makes me feel really good when on my video, when I did the top 10 cards of the set, I put Coral Keeper as my number 1 card of the set, and then Switcheroo is actually my number 1 card. I am really glad this card got a 4 from them. I think this card's nuts. And once we figure out the perfect Shaman build, oh, this card's going to be insane. And they still have the freezing dude. Oh, Snowfall Guardian. Bioluminescence, they gave it 2. I don't know, man. I feel like people are really underrating how good Bioluminescence is going to be. I think it really depends on how aggressive the metagame is, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Wrathspine Enchanter, again, I don't think this card's really good because it's just too slow. I think if you're going to play this type of like multi-spell school Shaman, you probably just stop at Coral Keeper as your number 1 and then maybe play Snowfall Guardian because the card's a nut. Radiance, yeah, I don't think this card's really good either. I do not think Glug is a good card. Personally, I think it's one of the weakest Colossus, so we'll see. Yeah, 2 makes total sense. So they give it a 7. I think Shaman does have a lot of potential, but again, I don't think it's going to be as good as Rogue. To me, the worst class is Warlock, so we'll have to see what they gave Warlock. 2, a 1, a 1, Oh no, what? Okay. Looks like the Murloc package is a 2. And oh, they give it a 3. I see. They said this is the strongest support card for Warlock. I don't know. Maybe it is. Just doesn't feel nearly as good. Anyways, 3, a 1, a 1. It's gonna be funny if this archetype somehow becomes competitive, but we wouldn't hold our breath. This whole Abyssal Curse package is not as bad as it probably looks, but it needs a very specific metagame. And I think if Pirate Rogue is the best deck in the format, this doesn't work. Gigafin, I think it's a 2. I'm gonna go with a 2, but it might be a 3. Okay, I think when I rated this Colossal, I did not think you would get to turn 8 as often. And if your opponent didn't have a big enough board, it's not good enough. But it turned out that just clearing your opponent's minions and basically forcing them to kill Gigafin is pretty good. Gildan's not gonna have on this expansion, let's be real here. So Warrior is, I think, gonna be in the middle of the pack as well. I actually think Forge of the Flames are my second best card, the third best card of the set. So yeah. 3, not bad. Guard of the City definitely seems fine. Doesn't feel really, really good. Seems a little slow. This seems like a really good card. This seems like a pretty, I think people saw this from the depths card as pretty memey, but it's almost like paying 3 mana to reduce your deck by 15 mana, and then you get to pick one of those cards to basically, well, out of 3, to put on top of your deck. That's pretty decent, but I could definitely get behind the number 2. This felt really weak. They're giving this a I mean, this card's definitely super memey, and you could just play Kazakhstan instead. So yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, this is too slow. The fun thing is that this card can go face, but yeah. And then Lady, I think Nelly is really powerful. I think it's one of the best Colossals. I gave it an S tier. Let's see what they give it. A 3. Okay, I can get behind that. So we'll go into neutral just real fast, because I feel like neutral is going to be pretty important. I think this set overall looks really powerful. So this is a card I thought was going to be in the top 10 slot. I think it's really good. Yeah, so Murkwater Scribe is perfect. I think if you're going to put any Naga deck, this card is just super good. They gave it a 2. 4 mana 7/7 got a 2. So Amalgam of the Deep got a 4. Again, I thought this card was going to be really good. This card just fits into every single archetype, so it makes total sense why they gave it a 4. Really? They gave Naga Giant a 3? I don't know, man. It just feels so slow. I don't like it at all. I tried it really hard. Like, I tried to play it, but it just feels so bad. 20 mana is so much for this. It feels really, really bad. I think this card looks really powerful, but again, I don't think it's going to be like a meta definer. I just think it's going to be a pretty solid card overall. They gave Queen Ashura a 3, which makes total sense. I think overall, like 90% of the time you play this card, you're just going to pick the Horn of the Ancients. It's just such a good tempo play. That is the overall ratings for Vicious Syndicates. It looks like Rogue and Druid are basically going to be the best classes again, with a little bit of Paladin and Mage. And as always, Rogue is on top. It seems like Rogue is never not relevant. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.